Hey y'all, my name is Bryant Young.
And Derek Chaney.
Here with the Decent Dads Podcast, brand new episode.
That's right.
Let's do it.
Another great one. Man, lots of laughs on this episode.
This was a fun one.
Yeah.
Our good buddy Chad Astle was here. Chad talked about his experiences moving across the country with his family.
Yeah, some crazy medical stuff that happened with his younger one. Talking about your relationship with your wife. Man, he input a lot of funny stories in between.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and you can tell this guy just he's got it figured out. He's got the relationship side of it figured out with his wife. He's got the parenting side figured out. We talked about coaching with his kids. It was this kind of ran the full gamut of dadding in the first 10 years that you can have kids.
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about being the best insurance agent in Springfield.
Jeez, yeah, gotta love that, right? Gotta love having another agent in the room for those kind of bullcrap jokes. Well, I think we go ahead and jump right into this, DC, since you've decided to be so mean to me so early in the show.
All right, let's do it.
Decent Dads Podcast. Here we go. Good evening, folks, and welcome back to the Decent Dads Podcast. We're here to tell dad jokes, drink coffee, and build a community of dads navigating fatherhood together. I'm Bryant Young, fearless leader, co-host, girl dad, and your friendly local insurance agent based out of Springfield, Missouri. And now, before we get started on today's episode, please help me welcome. He's a 6'3" sophomore shooting guard from small town Missouri. He wishes he was a first-team All-American, but instead, he's the coolest co-host with the most, a fantastic father of two, and the home loan expert. Folks, put your hands together and welcome the incomparable Mr. Derek Chaney. How are you, Derek?
Take a breath.
That was good.
Right? I know. I was like, when's he going to stop?
We're going to have a little fun with it this week.
That's impressive, man.
I mean, how'd you do in the Rotary tournament with that introduction?
Oh, man. Had I had
Short-lived,
that introduction
You
during the
would've been
Rotary tournament, man, nothing could have stopped me. Let me tell you, nothing. But I am good. I'm good.
Glad to hear it.
It's a good day for a good day.
It's a good day.
Not so hoppy coffee today, but that's okay. It's pretty delightful.
Zesty.
Busy.
It's very busy coffee
busy.
day.
And we got a great guest today. He is
Man, I'm looking forward
bleeding
to
the red, white, and blue
this one.
today.
Yes, he is.
America.
And I'm excited that he's on because for those of you listening, he actually had to turn us down a couple times because he was recording other
so
podcasts.
many other podcasts this guy's been a guest on.
I know.
So
Such a
many
big
other
deal.
podcasts.
We were finally able to get this guy on the podcast. Finally.
Such a big deal over here.
So I'm pumped to hear what you got to say, Chad. But
Man, this is going to be fun.
it is, right? But Chad, Bryant, and I know you a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you will, tell everybody who you are, what you do, give them your dad resume, tell them, how many kids you got, what are their ages, and which one's your favorite.
Yeah. Which one's my favorite?
Got him. Somebody actually listened to the things we said.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. My name's Chad Astle. I am the your local friendly insurance agent.
There you go. Yeah, perfect. We got another insurance guy on here, folks. I don't know what's to tell
I'm
you.
honestly shocked that I'm even allowed on here, but no, I own the local Geico office, and I've been married. It'll be coming up in May. 15 years. So
Wow.
yeah,
I didn't
Congrats,
realize it was
dude.
15 years. That's
Yeah,
great.
no,
Good for y'all.
known her for 19, so then married for 15. We have two kids, Cole and Cody. Cole is 9 and Cody is 7.
Awesome.
Boy life.
Both boys.
life.
Yeah. It's a lot. Boys are a lot.
They're wild.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
I had no idea what getting into having two boys would be like.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a blast, too,
It's
right?
a blast. 100%. Love it when traded anything, but there's no stopping.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
It's just constant.
It's constant. Beth's like, man, I see these little girls that are like playing with Barbies and dolls and My Little Ponies. I'm like, yeah, no, we just play sports. That's what we do. We play sports. We run around. We do stuff nonstop.
That's
Sorry,
funny.
honey. I appreciate you. Do want to start this out with Beth. You're the best wife ever, best mom
there
ever.
you go.
Want to give you credit there. Also,
Well said.
Graham, if you're listening and watching, anything Bryant says, I disavow, and he's sort of my friend, but we're trying to fix him.
It's not true.
We're trying to fix him one day at a time. So
Good luck.
Love you, Graham.
Right. man,
That's really good. I'm glad you
Had to
did
give
that.
my disclosure.
I get it. I
Right.
understand that. 100%.
now the people know.
So we start out, you talked about boy life and sports and everything that goes into it. I assume that the boys, although they're a little bit older, still have some kind of tantrum-y stuff that still shows up every once in a while.
Yeah.
What kind of tantrums have you been dealing with lately? Anything stand out?
Man, I don't know if you necessarily want to call it a tantrum, but I'll just call it an annoyance.
There you go.
Like,
We talk about those all the time.
yeah. So Minecraft. I don't know if any of the listeners have any of the kids that play Minecraft, but oh my
It's the
gosh.
first time it's been referenced on the show, and
It
I'm
is.
very
It
surprised
is.
because it's very much a thing right now. And for a while.
It's everywhere. All Cole's friends play it, and then Cody plays it, and now they're even FaceTiming and playing it at the same time. So they exchange
Wow.
numbers, and so then they FaceTime each other, and they get on there, and no joke, they just get on the couch, and my oldest he just kills everybody in the world or whatever, or blows up the world, and he just makes everybody mad, and just like all I hear about is him doing this, and my youngest being like, Cole, no, stop, nah, stop. It's not literally nonstop. Like, and I try to get on there and play. They're like, hey, daddy, come play, be cool, play Minecraft. Oh my gosh, he just kills me. They just kill me nonstop. Like, I don't know how to play. I used to play a lot of video games, and I can't figure out Minecraft to save myself. Have you guys even tried it?
I didn't even know
I
you
have.
could kill people in Minecraft. I knew you could build stuff, but I didn't know you could.
Oh yeah, my oldest just kills everybody and just pisses
so
everybody
funny.
off.
You might
nonstop.
get that checked out.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, like, what is it, the Joker from the Batman movies? Like, some people just want to watch the world burn. But that's your son.
That is my 9-year-old. That is my 9-year-old, 100%.
That's great.
Like literally, even today, we had my oldest with me in the car, and my youngest was at my sister-in-law and brother-in-law's, Brandy and Jeff, and we get a text from my sister-in-law being like, Cole just entered Cody's world and blew up his house. Like, literally, like, what? Like, come on, dude, stop.
That's
like,
such brother stuff, though.
Oh, for sure. Boy cousins just tearing stuff up.
Oh.
Absolutely.
That's funny.
What about you, DC? What kind of tantrum are you dealing with this week?
Well, yeah, I feel like we hit a new phase or stage with Liam. Went down to my parents yesterday. Kind of hung out there all afternoon and was there for a while, and then it comes time to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Liam doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay the night at Grandma and Grandpa's house. Right.
Done. See ya.
Yeah, bye.
Right?
Adios.
And
Yeah, I don't. Where's the problem there?
Right. If Allie hadn't worked all day to where she wasn't able to see him, I would have been game today.
It's like,
and come pick him up.
See you
today.
later, kid.
Right?
But yeah, so he had to come home with me. Didn't have the option, and so
Actually, you might have gotten in more trouble at home if you had left her.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, and so I told him, I was like, all right, bud. I was like, we're getting ready to leave. I'm gonna take Brody out to the truck, put him in, and when I come back, you're next, right? And he's like, no, I don't want to go. And I'm like, too bad, man. We're going. And
Don't know what to
and
tell
so
you.
I take Brody out, come back in, can't find Liam.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Love it.
Right?
Love
So-
that game.
Yeah, so he's hiding from me because he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
Where'd you find him?
Like, in the bathroom closet. I'm like- which is, I mean, it was a pretty good hiding
That's a
spot.
pretty good hiding spot.
But I was like, all right, man, we gotta go. And he's just losing. He's like, no, I'm staying the night with me and Papa. And I'm like, no,
Kicking and screaming.
yeah, kicking and screaming, and that's the way my mom walks out with us, and he's kicking and screaming. And she's like, good luck. like it's bad. Whenever Grandma's like, good luck.
Bye. I'm going back inside now.
Right, I mean, 5 minutes in the truck, and he's
fine.
fine. He's calmed down, but yeah. So that's what I was dealing with.
Put the windows down and crank up the country tunes for your kids.
Right, but yeah. So pretty soon we'll be leaving him at Grandma and Grandpa's house.
Forever. He can just live there.
I mean, he would probably be cool with it. I don't know.
I don't know if Mom would be fine with
Yeah.
that, but
But
I'm
yeah.
joking.
I mean, last night we had Cole was over at a friend's house all night, and they went down to the bull riding, and he stayed the night at a friend's house.
Nice.
And then Cody actually went over to Jeff and Brandy's house, and so I mean, Beth and I had the house to ourselves. We're like, what is going on? This is
kid-free,
It's
man.
eerily quiet.
Yeah,
right?
like we woke up this morning, we're like, whoa, like it is super quiet.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
what do
still
we-
awake
what
at
do we even do?
6:05, but
Yeah,
at least
for
I don't
real.
hear anybody
Yeah,
yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you should look forward to that.
Yeah.
Leaving them there sometime.
I mean,
Right. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's
for
what
sure.
I told Allie as soon as she got home. I was like, well, here in a weekend coming up, I was like, we're just gonna have to take him down to my parents and let him stay the night there. I'm like,
Yeah.
And so
Your
That's cool.
dad'll put him out on the tractor. He'll
that's
be
right.
working.
He'll be in heaven, man. He'll be in heaven.
Humans, right?
Humans.
Yeah, Humansville.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
village of humans. Humansville.
Weird.
Okay.
Weird.
Okay. What do you got?
So it's coming up on, and depending on when this episode actually comes out, it'll be kind of weirdly
Columbus Day.
timed. But what?
Columbus Day.
Do you already have that figured out in your head?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I just
When
know
is
it.
Columbus Day?
It's
I thought we don't
October or
celebrate
something.
Columbus Day
Yeah,
anymore.
coming up. It's like, you're right. I don't know that we do.
It's a banking
whatever.
holiday. That's
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he doesn't work. It is what it is. So Halloween is everything in my house right now.
Okay.
gosh.
It's been
Good topic.
my wife is very good about trying to keep like, okay, here's the upcoming holiday, so we'll get out a couple of pumpkins and we'll get out the little, cat decoration and the spider decoration for Elsie to like start to associate different times of year with different holidays. And however, she's created a Halloween monster. Where now every time we get in the car, Elsie is requesting Halloween songs. There's like some super simple song about skeletons, and it's the knee bones connected to the.
Oh my gosh, yes.
This is the skeleton song, and it just drills into my forehead.
Yep.
And so that's every single car ride with the kiddo in it. And then if we ever go to like turn on YouTube, or we go to turn on like the TV or something, and we're watching football, or we're gonna watch whatever mom's watching or whatever, Elsie will point at the TV and say, "Skellington."
Skellington.
Skellington?
Skellington.
Awesome. I want a Skellington.
There was an ing in there.
Make sure you make a note of that in your phone.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I've got the email. We send her emails.
That's right.
Yeah. So Skellington is what she says.
Nice.
And so, and it's become a constant like battle in our house to watch anything that is Halloween related. So much so that Liv's employer, his son has a YouTube channel, and it's all about, this kid is obsessed with, and I think it's the whole family actually, the animatronic like dancing around your front yard Halloween stuff. Okay. And so he's got a whole YouTube channel based around it, and I cannot for the life of me remember it. Maybe I'll try to put a link to it or something. Yeah. But he's got like 70 or 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like it's not just a tiny little thing. And it's this guy. Heck yeah. Our just under 2,000.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
But it's so funny. Liv turned it on and then sent a video of it, of Elsie and then the TV, and then Elsie and then the TV, and sent it to her boss. Like, that's awesome. All right, your kid is on my TV and I can't get rid of it. What's going on? It's really fun. Funny. I love it though. So yeah, Halloween's a real major thing in our house right now.
Dude, that's so funny that you said that. That's the super simple Halloween songs, because that's Liam's
super simple
thing
songs is the greatest thing ever
right now, because we sing him 3 songs before bed. He goes to bed.
Do you sing?
Of course.
Derek's a big singer.
That's right.
Can you give us a little?
No,
please don't.
No,
Please don't.
Maybe
we almost have 2,000 subscribers.
Upcoming episode. We don't want it to grow too quickly. But yeah, no, he listens to that before bed, and those songs, like the first time you hear them, you're like, oh, that's a good song, and then after 10 times, you're like,
it's just drilling into your eyeballs.
But anyways, Chad, next thing we ask everybody is, do you have a good dad hack?
Dad hack alert!
That works for you and your family, or maybe some good dad advice that you want to share with the other dads out there.
Yeah, I've listened to a ton of you guys' episodes, love them all, love the different dad
sounds like
advice.
a big fan.
Yeah, huge fan, super fan.
Thanks, bro.
Super fan.
Super
Okay.
fan. I've subscribed, I think, on like 4 different accounts.
Now we're talking.
Now
we're talking. That's some Derek Chaney stuff there, baby.
No, but so there's been lots of good advice that all the dads have given. Somebody, I think, a few episodes talked about the timers, and that was one of our biggest things that we had with our oldest, especially, was just like, all right, as soon as we set the timer, then that was it. Like he knew it was. It's more about the expectation, I think. Like the kid knows, like it's not just some random thing. It's like, okay, when the timer's up, like that. All right, I get it. That's time to do this, whatever.
Right.
I'm gonna kind of take it in a different angle a little bit.
Perfect.
And so when we moved here to Missouri from Florida, my oldest son, like his emotions were just all over the place, right? Like they were just up and down, and he was just everything. He was super smart, super loving, but he just felt hard but like overly hard. Like when he was angry and upset and everything, like it was just a terrifying,
Pissed.
like, what is this? Like, I mean, we got in such big brawls that one Christmas I threw all his presents out the window.
What?
Literally took his presents.
The opposite of
like,
Santa.
Yeah. Like we were in his bedroom. I can remember it. And like I opened up his window and threw like 4 or 5 presents out his window because this kid was just such a terror. Like, I mean,
please tell me you went and got that.
yeah, I'm sure I did. But,
they made it back in the house.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just like, I mean, he was such a terror, and we were just trying to figure out what's going on here. And so we took him to some like play therapy things, and they tried to diagnose him with like ODD and ADD and all these different things. And the therapist wanted to medicate him, and we're just like, well, let's, he's 5 at this point. I think 5 years old. We're just like, let's chill out on that. Let's see if there's some other alternatives.
Sure.
And we were researching, doing different things, and we happened to come up on some company that always what they do is companies submit their foods to this company, and they check to make sure that they have no food dyes or preservatives.
Oh,
and
got it.
And so they go, because a lot of times these companies, what they do is they actually hide the bad stuff inside other stuff. Like, so you don't even if looking at the ingredients, like you're like, oh, this is actually like not that bad.
Right.
It says all natural. It says
organic.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But really, it's got garbage inside of garbage, right? Like, and but this company really goes through the full testing. So we did a full cleanse of like everything, followed it strictly. I mean, my kids don't have any dyes or preservatives in any of their foods. And honestly, within 48 hours, you could see the big difference in my kid. Like,
really?
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, and it's sad, honestly, and I'm not going to go on a huge tangent on this because I could. I mean, I'm Beth and I are very, very passionate about this because like it's sad in the schools today and everything because like you walk into schools and they just pump them full of candy and they just pump them full of this garbage candy that has red 40 in it, yellow 5 in it, and then you wonder why all these kids can't sit still and they're all like having behavioral issues.
Right.
Like, yeah, because you're giving them all this garbage. And so my parent dad hack is a little bit different, but it's it's more of like watching what your kids are eating, just taking a second glance, and maybe there's an alternative that your kid could taste just as good, because I mean we find alternatives for everything. Like there's alternative M&Ms, there's alternative Sour Patch stuff, whatever it is. There's alternatives that doesn't have the dyes in it that are better for the kids. And kudos to my wife for doing all that and figuring all that out. And she actually brings it all to the school. And when the schools are handing out candy or the kids have a birthday or whatever, my kids have their own stash there that they can get out.
That's a good idea.
And so they're not, they're still not getting exposed to the dyes and stuff that really can.
I love that.
So it's a little bit different, but just some advice out there if you're really struggling with your kid and you don't want to necessarily go straight to the medication or whatever. Check out the foods that they're eating. It can make a big deal.
Somebody else referenced some that was it Darcy that was talking about. Somebody referenced
Weston, maybe
it was Weston.
Oh, it was probably Weston. Our kids' diets are a lot very similar. Very similar. The Kissies are the organic, gluten free.
Yeah, I love that. It's because I totally understand that.
Yeah, and I think there's something to that too, because I notice, especially with Liam, like if he's having like a really bad day, it's like, well, what did he eat earlier in the day or the day before, and it's like, like you said, is the red dye or the yellow dye or something like that.
Absolutely.
It's like, okay, there might be something. I thought my wife was crazy at first, but then it's like you see it and you're like, well, there's probably something to that.
No, it's real.
As a guy that drank Mountain Dew like all my life, right? Until, I mean,
I turned out fine.
Isn't that hilarious though? Come on. That's so funny that like our age group in particular was raised by boomers, and so it was all about like we were the last generation of latchkey kids, and so it was just like, here's all the crap in the house. Just go eat all the crap, just
don't die.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
It's like actually. But then our generation is so hyper conscious about what we're putting in our bodies, forgetting kind of that we did drink Mountain Dew and eat Pop-Tarts and whatever bullcrap they put in us near constantly.
All the preservatives.
Exactly.
But at least we're starting to kind of figure
it out.
No, I'm with it.
Yeah. And again, we're thinking about that more with our kids, and so it's just a whole shift.
It takes a lot of effort, though. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort, and it's expensive. I mean, going to Mama Jean's and Natural Grocers, they're so blessed to have those two places. And, but I mean, it gets expensive for sure.
I can only imagine.
Yeah,
well, so mine's kind of based on food a little bit too. Interestingly enough, if you don't mind.
No, go for it.
I don't want to throw off your flow.
Oh, mine's pretty riveting. So you go ahead.
Okay, good. I'm excited that you get to follow me then. So, Liv and I went to breakfast with Else this morning, and we were sitting there going. I told Liv, I was like, well, we got the podcast tonight or this afternoon, and oh shit, I don't have a dad hack. I've got no idea. And she goes, all right. Well, I got a mom hack, but you got to make sure and credit me for it. And it's like, yes, ma'am. All right, done. So, and it's just the perfect thought process though, because I've talked about this with my wife before, where she and I just do things differently. I'm a relatively, this room is not evidence to it, but I'm a relatively tidy person. I like things where they go. This room is a freaking
Except
mess.
for this room,
behind
okay.
the camera.
I like you put that caveat in there.
Yeah, behind the camera, it's a bomb has gone off in this room. But I like a relatively tidy room. But Liv's deal is just perfectly my wife. She's always the artist. She's always the creative. She's always the like hands-on play kind of person. So when she's trying to distract Elsie when she's cooking, and then maybe I'm not there or whatever, and so it's distracting the kiddo, she will set up the tower. We've got the little climb up tower, and she'll give her her own bowl.
Okay.
And in that bowl will go water and flour.
Okay.
And a spatula.
Yeah.
And so while Liv's
That's
cooking
ballsy.
whatever she's cooking over there, that's what she's doing, and she'll mix it up, and so Elsie's just over there making a freaking mess in my brain. But also, she's completely preoccupied. And totally fine while
Right.
Liv's
Perfect.
cooking. And then she finished the story by saying, well, yeah, and I even, one time I even gave her a whole egg. And she just cracked it in there and dumped the whole thing, shell and all. And I just let her keep mixing it. And I'm like, that is not the way my brain works,
Right,
but
right.
okay.
That's
when
such
you
a
got
big
home,
mess.
Did she then I say, "Hey, Daddy, can you taste this, please?" And you're like, "Of course, I
Try this bread.
Anything for you, babe.
But it's so I've actually joked about that on the
That's good,
podcast before, where it was like Liv was making naan, and she had set the entire pot of flour in front of Elsie, and Elsie was just, basically throwing it in the air like LeBron James. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? This is what I'm walking into. Give me a freaking break.
It cleans
But
up,
You know
man.
what? It all cleans up,
Yep.
and
Yep.
Elsie has a freaking blast doing it.
Perfect.
So
Yep.
anything
Quality
to
time with
distract her. What about you? What do you got? Sorry. I just talking
that's
about food.
awesome.
Got me
No,
thinking about it.
I know. I'm
There's
like-
also a difference in the way people parent.
I'm getting hungry
right?
now.
I can picture her though with the LeBron James. Just yeah.
Oh, that is good. That is good. Mine, since we're all in sales, I feel like we understand
I help people.
the power of wording things, right?
The power of wording things.
And well said, Chad. But I didn't realize how much that would relate to parenthood too. Okay.
Oh yeah, gotta get creative for
How
sure.
important it is with your kids, right? So me and Liam, me and Chad were comparing decks before we started
Oh
recording,
my god.
and it made me think of this.
Whose deck is bigger?
Yeah.
Apparently Derek's is, but
Yeah. We need-
I hear
we're-
Chad's is taller.
We're gonna share pics after the episode and see. So Liam was out there helping me with it, right? And you have two drills going. You got your impact drill and your regular drill, and whatever one I'm not using, Liam wants to use, and he has a hard time sharing. Okay, he doesn't want to give it back after
Yeah.
And so you just learn how to describe things that they think is entertaining, right? And so one of the regular drill, we call it the really big drill.
there you go.
And so I'm like, bud, you want to use this really big drill while I'm using the
The little
impact
one.
drill?
I'm using the little guy.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
I'll
little
use
guy.
that little one that you got. And he's like, yeah, he's like excited to trade with you. And the other one, we call it our really fast drill. And I'm like, here, you want the really, really fast drill? And I'll use the slow one.
There you go.
And he's like, yeah.
Way to go,
And
Dad.
so,
That's solid.
Yeah.
So that for whatever reason that clicked to me. Whatever we were working outside today, and I was like, I need to utilize this more often, right?
Yeah.
And
The
so-
strong adjectives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah.
I freaking love that,
Yeah.
Derek. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, okay,
Like,
how
can
are
I
we gonna
utilize-
do this?
Yeah, right.
Because like that's my biggest struggle right now. And we've started doing the like, instead of asking her to do something, we give her two options.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to walk to your room, or
Yep.
do you want me to carry you?
Which
Or-
one do you prefer?
Yeah. Do you
It's
want?
not yes or no.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want the cucumbers or the tomatoes?
Yep.
You don't get a choice on no. It's
Right.
which or which. But yeah, we've started doing that a lot. But I really like that too.
helps a lot.
Yeah.
That's solid,
Yeah.
dude.
Not making it yes or no.
Making one seem way cooler, or like you said, faster, bigger, stronger,
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
is, and the other one's just meh. It's
Yeah.
fine. That's the one I want. I want the shitty one.
Right.
Well, yeah, when you talk about dad hacks right there, right? Like, I mean, that's like if you call my office and you get a quote from us, like my agents are going to end with that same thing, but it's going to be, do you want a routing and account number or a credit card? Which do
Yeah,
you
for
prefer?
sure.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're asking
Assume
for
the
that
close.
sale. You're asking for that sale, right? I mean, you got to
Exactly.
do the same thing with the kids. I
Right?
mean, that is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sales,
Yeah.
I mean,
Solid.
taking
Yeah.
the sales, that's good.
ABC with the kiddos.
Oh, yeah.
Always be
Always be
closing.
closing.
Always
Glenn
be
Gary,
closing.
Glenn Ross. Chad, you alluded a little bit to it earlier. We were talking about your kids. I know that you guys had some experiences medically with your son
Yeah.
early, and I wondered if you Because I assume that played a pretty big role in shaping you guys as parents.
For sure.
And you as a dad.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little about your experience with your son?
Yeah. So we're talking about my youngest son here, Cody. Wouldn't change anything in the world, just to start out. I mean, dude is the happiest. Like, there's nobody.
He's a sweetheart.
Oh my gosh. And you couldn't tell that there's anything going on. I mean, if you see the kid, I mean, he's just a phenomenal kid. I mean, just loves sports more than any kid I've ever met. Like,
I love that.
no
That's
joke.
awesome.
Plays
As a
MLB
boy
The
dad,
Show
that's awesome.
nonstop. He'll call me while I'm at work on Facebook Messenger and tell me that, like, Rafael Devers hit a home run on his MLB show. No joke. I'm not even exaggerating.
That's awesome.
He does that all
I
the
love
time.
that.
Like, he'll sit there and watch sports. I mean, he loves sports. So when Beth was pregnant with him, when we were going in to find out that he was, a boy or girl, they had done the whole exam and whatever it was, and we're waiting out in the waiting room for like 3 hours. Like
Oh.
yeah, like what is going
That's-
on here?
yeah, that's-
like something, like, did they forget about us?
And your
Like,
brain starts
right.
going.
right
at that point, right?
And we go in and like, hey, I just want to let you know, we can tell from the scans and everything that there's something going on. And we're like, oh, okay, what's that mean? And so he has agenesis of corpus callosum. So what the? Yeah,
I know, I'm like,
There's-
what?
I was just,
there's,
I was just nodding. I was just nodding.
It's not a British food joke.
Whatever, man.
But it's the highway that goes from your right to left brain. That,
Oh,
that,
okay.
He doesn't have that. So agenesis means you don't have that.
Oh,
Understood.
really?
Okay.
And then he's missing about a third of his other part of his left side of his brain. So
Okay.
there, a lot of stuff going on there, right? And we go through this whole process, going through different. We find a neurologist down in or a neurosurgeon down in Miami at Miami Children's.
Because you guys lived in Florida at that point.
At that point we lived in Florida, and long story short is that they kept asking us, do we want to abort? We don't want to abort. No, of course we don't want to abort. That's not in our belief system. And it's just, it is what it is. And, and so eventually he's born. And while we're, and this is another part of the story I wanted to tell, is that we were waiting, he was born, he was in the NICU in Jupiter. And we're waiting to see if we have to fly him in a helicopter to Miami to have immediate brain surgery. Like, we have no idea what's going on. Like, it's scary as all it can be.
Can't
right?
even imagine.
Right?
Can't even
Right.
imagine.
Like,
Holy
you don't
shit.
sign up to be a dad to be like,
Right?
Hey,
Yeah.
do I,
right from the get-go.
yeah,
like,
do I have to decide if my kid needs brain surgery or not? Like,
Holy
that's
crap.
not
Yeah.
that's not something that was.
I'm
in
an
the
insurance
handbook,
guy.
right?
I'm not a doctor. Help me out here.
Welcome
Yeah.
to fatherhood.
Right.
Right,
Holy crap.
And so while we're waiting, we go down and visit him in the NICU, and then we come back up to our room, and all of a sudden all our stuff's in the hallway. We've been literally kicked out of our room. My wife had just given birth. Like
Holy
the
crap.
next day, like, what? Are you kidding me? Yeah, they're like, yeah, your room's been taken. Like, we're just over full. Like, I'm like,
You couldn't have picked anybody else.
oh yeah, like literally, like my kid is down in the NICU waiting to see if we need to helicopter him to Miami to have brain surgery, and you're gonna kick us out of our room. Cool,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah, that's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
We go down to where the waiting room and the NICU room is, and I just start emailing anybody and everybody I can find that's on the board, the president of the hospital, the vice president of the hospital, anybody that looked, that I could find
Anybody
an
that
email
will
address.
listen. Sure.
Yeah, and no joke, within 5 minutes, we had like 3 nurses running over to us, like finding us. They put us in what's called the Celine Dion room. And
What?
yeah,
Legit name?
legit. That's what they called it, the Celine Dion room, because I guess that's where Celine Dion, when she gave birth to her kids, that's where the room that she did.
Oh.
She had a special room.
Holy
When
crap.
you're really rich, that's where they
Yeah,
put you.
yeah.
You have a special room in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Just
So that was the VIP room,
Yeah.
I
baby.
can only imagine what Elon Musk's room.
Right,
We
exactly.
had like 12 kids.
He has,
Yeah,
his,
no
he has
kidding.
his own hospital.
He's got his own wing.
Yeah. But so all of a sudden we get rushed in there. Now we got this private nurse. Now we got like this suite room and everything. So
Wow.
I guess my dad hack with that subject would be is that, like, advocate for your family. Don't
Sure.
stop. If you
Yep.
see something that's not right, or you feel it's not right, like,
Preach. Yeah, well said.
go after it. Like,
Mhm.
don't stop. Like, stick up for your family.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
well
then
said.
it was all part of God's plan, because actually after my wife graduated from college, she had a graphic design degree and then went back to school to become a physical therapist assistant, and so got her degree in that. And then so Cody was born, didn't need brain surgery, but she was understood everything that he needed. Like, so when the doctors
That's
and
great.
like everything
Yeah.
was saying like, hey, this is what he needs
That's
to do.
awesome.
This is how the therapy he needs. She understood all that. And I'm
It's
just
like,
like,
yeah, I know
whoa.
how to do this, or I can help with this.
And
Sure.
I'm super amazed. And so she was being able to do physical therapy with him since he was like, could even move. And so it was
Wow.
all part of God's plan. And long story short is that we ended up going to Miami. They wanted to put a shunt in. We said no. That we went to Duke Hospital. They wanted to do a craniotomy where they cut the skull
Right, yeah.
and poke holes in the bottom to make the fluid drain because he has hydrocephalus.
Yeah.
So make the fluid drain down. And we're like, wait, those two things are so far apart from each other.
Sure.
A shunt or craniotomy. We're like, how do we decide on that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Both
Right.
those decisions
with my kid.
yeah,
like,
and so we're
that's-
like, all right, let's get a third opinion. Actually, Best Mom found where you could submit to Boston Children's for like $600. You could go online and submit all their documents and everything, and one of the Boston Children's like specialists would give you a second opinion. And we're
Interesting.
like, yeah. And so like he was like, hey, I can't tell for sure, but if if he was my patient right now, I would probably not recommend doing any surgery. So, but he's like,
Wow.
I can't say that for sure. So,
Until I
if-
see him. Sure.
so we're like, all right, we're coming to
going to
Boston.
Boston.
We're going to
Yeah,
Boston.
yeah,
yeah.
So ever since then, Boston Children's has been his neurosurgeon. He hasn't had surgery. He's the greatest thing ever. I mean, little dude is awesome. He has cerebral palsy on his right side, so you can see a little bit, and he's been in therapy since he couldn't even move. It's a different avenue, and it gives me the anxiety that I never thought I had. My oldest Cole, I'll watch him climb a mountain and like hang over the side of an edge, and I'm like, yeah, you're cool, dude.
Right.
My
You're fine. Yeah.
youngest, he like climbs a 2-foot rock. I'm like, ah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, shit.
So that's kind of like the
That's
quick
nuts.
synopsis of
Yeah.
it. But it definitely takes a different toll on you, man. As a dad, I was like having to have those discussions with your wife of like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Well,
And the courage to stand up for your family, and the
what I was
courage to
gonna say,
stand up
yeah.
for the fact that, listen, we're gonna I liked what you said, advocate for your family. You know what I mean? Like, I really, really like that. That's solid.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, yeah, I know you've mentioned it to me multiple times.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Obviously off the podcast about being an advocate for your kid. Man, that's a great example. Just don't take one opinion, right? I mean,
Right.
go get multiple opinions if you trust your gut, right? Whatever you want to say there. So that's crazy.
Yeah. Think about it. We went to Miami Children's, which was supposed to be one of the top children's hospitals. They recommend this. Went to Duke, which was supposed to be another top children's hospital.
Yeah.
And then like, all right, well, then we're going to go to Boston because we just didn't feel it was the right answer. And I mean, little dude's a miracle, and he's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's so
I mean,
cool.
both my kids are phenomenal. And,
Yeah.
But they're both unique in different ways. And just the other night we were playing. I coach all my kids' teams, so that's something I put down.
Yeah.
When you're talking about dads that are involved, like I am that dad that is super involved, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I coach baseball, both my kids' teams, basketball, both my kids' teams. We do golf. I mean, I had to leave here a little bit early to come here because my kids were golfing, and so we had to rearrange the time. But just the other night, Cole, I started a club baseball team for him and his friends and everything, and we were doing kid pitch, and we were short a couple players. And Cody, who's 7, 2 years younger than all these kids, I'm like, Cody, I need you to suit up.
Let's go.
And, he gets up first at bat. He's up there. He's ready. He's never faced a kid pitch in his life.
Sure.
Gets hit in the foot.
Oh,
I'm like,
in the foot.
Okay. So
On base, baby.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
He's
if
an
there's a spot to
OBP is-
get
an
hit,
OBP
that's
is
a pretty
pretty
good
good.
spot.
Yeah, so eventually scores, great, whatever. Second at bat, I'm like, all right. The other team brings in this kid that's like throwing fast, but wild. These 9,
Right.
10 years old kids, like they can throw hard, but it's a little wild.
Right.
Beans him right in the butt cheek.
Oh,
Literally the
Poor
first
guy.
pitch. Beans him
Poor
right in the
guy.
butt cheek, and I was just like,
How does he take that stuff like that?
he was tough.
Like a champ?
Yeah.
He was tough.
Good for him.
He was tough. Ran to first, stole second base.
there you go.
Yeah.
Way to go,
Yeah,
buddy.
ended up scoring, and then in the second game, he actually got a hit off a
Nice.
kid. So he was super fired up, and Cole's a fantastic big brother, and just supports him, and
Yeah.
just like cheering on him, and the team cheers on him. So it's fun.
Yeah,
That's gotta be so
good for
fun.
you, man. Like, because I feel like, I don't know, our generation kind of almost shelters their kid, right? I mean,
for sure.
if something like that happened to a lot of people, it'd be like, oh, I don't want him to go play up because I'm afraid what would happen.
Oh,
right?
I had that vibe going through my head.
Right?
But
good,
again, kudos for you for
good
stepping
for
up and
you,
doing
man.
that, man. That's awesome.
That's awesome, and I bet Cody loved the experience of being able to play with his brother and being. I remember. Yeah, playing up as a young kid, you're like, dude, this is the coolest thing ever, right? I'm playing with kids that are older than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome, man.
You know what I took out of that? Derek just reminded everybody that he played up. He just really wanted people to know, hey guys, I played up. I played up. I never got that opportunity. It's probably because I wasn't much of an athlete.
Oh man, gosh, I'm just trying to make a sweet point here. You're
starting at guard, sophomore. 6'3".
Listen, I'm not gonna not let you get away with that shit.
I know. Sorry, just slipped. It
But it was impressive that you played up.
Yeah,
well,
no, it is. I mean,
finally somebody appreciates
college
me.
athlete.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks, Chad.
I do appreciate that.
Well, we were talking earlier.
About decks?
No
other
decks.
than the decks.
Oh, okay.
About you living in Florida,
Lord.
and there's a lot of decks in Florida, I'm sure. But
They're called lanais.
Lanais,
And
okay.
sunrooms.
Yeah, sunrooms. There you go.
Yeah. But we talked about you living in Florida.
Good Lord.
You guys had Cody down there, right? So both your kids are down there, and then
Yep.
you decide to move to Missouri
Yeah.
for work.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, both your boys were pretty young when you guys moved here.
4 and 2, I think.
Right? Yeah. So, dude, what was that like moving cross country
relocation
with
across the
two
country.
kids?
So that was wild. I worked for an agency that was a large agency down in Florida, but I was the vice president of the agency, had kind of gone as high as I could go, and was just ready to do our own thing. And
Humble brag.
yeah, right. We had like 250 employees when I left. Like
listen
like,
to
no,
it.
no,
Listen to it.
No big deal. No big deal. But first I had heard about Geico, and I actually applied for Myrtle Beach at Geico, and because I was like,
Don't blame you.
I mean, my wife's born and raised in West Palm Beach. Hey, we can have that conversation that Myrtle Beach is, right there, right?
Close
It's
enough.
still a beach.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just a beach in it. Like, it works.
Yeah, it's still in the
They both have
name.
beach
We
in the
can
name.
make it work.
Yeah. So I eventually got her to agree to that, right? And so, but come to find out, that one had already been taken.
Oh, no.
But it was all in God's plan, because that one actually never even opened. They got hit by a hurricane, and the guy who had originally agreed to it never even ever opened.
That's crazy.
Interesting.
Dang.
But after that, it was like, all right, where else? So Geico does things a little bit differently. They only wanted to open offices in certain places. So it's not like I could just go open an office anywhere.
Yeah,
there was
you
none in
didn't get to
Florida.
pick. They were going to tell you.
It was like, Boise, Idaho, Portland, Maine, Springfield, Missouri. I was like, hey, Springfield, Missouri.
It's got beach in the name.
Where's
Wait.
that? Where is that?
Wait, what?
No,
Where's
it doesn't. No, it
Missouri?
doesn't.
I was like, I have no idea where Missouri is. I don't know where Springfield. There's like 27 Springfields out there.
For sure. Yeah.
But it was one of those things where I looked up how much snow on average. It's like not supposed to be much, but we seem to have a lot more than what the weather report says every year.
Now, remind people, though, you grew up in Maine, so you're comparing these two very different things.
I did, but I moved from Maine to Florida.
So you moved away from
There was
all
a
the
reason,
shit.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So after some therapy and some visits to here, no joke, not even Beth and I went to see.
That's awesome.
Totally get it. Yeah.
I mean, because I moved her literally away from her family,
Oh,
from
sure.
her rocks,
Sure.
and like me working crazy hours. To then I had to become more of the rock. I had to become more the involved person all the time. I couldn't work the 16 to 18 hours that I was down in Florida anymore. And so we finally made that decision. We're driving up here. It was a U-Haul. I was driving a 27, whatever the biggest U-Haul is out there, towing my car. She was driving her Armada with her kids and her dog, and towing another trailer.
Holy crap!
Yeah, from Palm City, Florida, up to here, and
What was that, like 20 hours?
it was a while. It was a long time. So we did it in a couple days, though, whatever. But the last day, we're on our way here to close on our house. Like, it was, I think, September 8th, I think it was. And we're leaving West Plains, and we're driving along the interstate, and all of a sudden this little white car comes up next to us, and like these guys are like waving me down, and I'm like, well, they're like shaking their hands, like, ah.
People from Missouri are so nice.
No. I'm like, why are they trying to rob me? I'm like, what? They're literally trying to, I'm a target. Like,
I'm vulnerable in this giant truck. I get it.
I'm the victim here. Okay?
I am moving across country, obviously. Like,
sure.
Like these guys are just like waving at me, and I'm just like, no, good, thanks, hi, hi. Like,
leave me alone.
Yeah, bye. And continue on. These guys are just kind of continuously riding up next to me. And like, what is going on here? So I called Beth, and I'm just like, hey, honey, you see that car? Is there anything going on with the trailer behind me? Is there anything? And she pulls up next to my my car that was being pulled on a trailer, and she's like, yeah, all your straps are off your car, and your car's literally about to fall off the trailer. Oh, wow. So like literally they were following me. My family family was, right? And so I immediately pull over, right? These guys pull over too. They hop out of the car. One of the guys goes, hey, I used to work for U-Haul. Let me hop on there and strap everything up for you. I'm like,
sweet.
Wait, what?
You right?
Like, wait, I just came from Florida, like where people would give you the middle finger and video you while you while your car falls off the trailer and runs into your family.
Sure. Because that was very much a thing. Your wife was right behind you.
Right. I mean, that could have been the result that we started our life in Missouri in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
And instead, these guys waved us down, told us this. The guy they're on the way to Vegas, actually. They're on the way to the airport to go to Vegas. And they took the time to get down on the ground, dirty themselves, strap it all in, like super nice. And then just
welcome to the Midwest, baby. Welcome to the Midwest.
They're like my little angels.
Yeah.
I told
my little angels.
If you ever listen to this, man, like, and you know who you are out there, like, I told you, come see me at my local Geico office. I will buy you lunch for a year.
Yeah, for sure. I got you.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those just like, whoa, where are we moving to?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We love it here, and it's been great ever since.
Cool.
Dang.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you hit on the question I was gonna ask was talk about the difference from Florida to Missouri, but you've already done it. I mean, we joke about that quite a bit, that like, Midwest hospitality or whatever it is,
it's
like,
real.
It's the real deal.
Yeah.
So is that why you're like such a Vegas fan now?
I'm trying to find that guy that
Yeah,
went to Vegas.
that's what-
I'm gonna check every casino, and I'm gonna sit at every table.
I'm gonna
just to
find
see if I
him
can
one
find
day.
him.
That is my duty.
That's right.
That is my duty to go to Vegas until I find this guy, so I can say thank you, sir. That is why I
Valiant
make
effort.
multiple
Valiant
trips to Vegas every year.
That's right.
So you referenced Beth earlier, and all
Speaking
the
of
different
Vegas.
things,
Yeah.
and all the different things that how much of obviously a part of your life that your wife is.
Yeah.
We were playing poker last night, and there's a knock on the door, and here comes Chad and Beth into poker night.
To the guy's poker night.
because they had just left a fundraiser, and they were like, you know what, we're gonna just come say hi to everybody. And then, long story short, they sat down and played poker with us for
Beth played too?
2 hours.
Double your chances.
And
I like it.
and Chad ends up walking away with all the frickin' money.
It works.
But
Hey,
it's actually something that I think you guys do that envy's not the right word, but that I think you guys do really well. And you talked about it in your questionnaire about dating your spouse.
Yeah.
You guys seem to be just the perfect combo for that kind of thought process. Talk a little bit about you still dating Beth 15 years later.
100%.
I mean, 19 years later.
19 years, yeah. I mean, it is super important. It's super important to set that example too for your kids, right? That,
well said. That's true.
And it's also biblically the right, like your, you have God, and then you have your wife, and then kids and everything. So, it's important to continue that, to show them that you show your kids, like, being the dad that, like, I want to show them how they should treat their future wives.
Right.
I want to show them, like, I compliment Beth nonstop. I take her out to dinner, and I treat her right, and I treat her like a princess as she is. And I think it's super important to set that example, because, I mean, you see nowadays there's so much domestic. I mean, if you look at Springfield, right? Unfortunately, we're on a lot of bad
community.
Yeah, we're on a lot of bad lists of like domestic abuse and all that kind of stuff, right? Because honestly, a lot of these guys weren't shown what it's like to be a good husband, a good dad, and and what you should do.
You learn by example, right?
Yep.
So there's 100%.
Yep.
Well said.
So I mean, we prioritize date nights. We prioritize. I mean, unfortunately, I see people all the time. They're like, "Yeah, this is our first time going away, or first time going on a date in like 2 or 3 years or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, we go.
This is number 52
Yeah,
on the
like,
year.
You know, I mean, we try to prioritize a day night every week, and then we prioritize going on vacations together. Like we're going to Hot Springs in a few months.
Just you two,
just
no
us
kids,
two,
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Vegas. We're not taking kids to Vegas.
No.
Yeah, there's some people that do, but we're not those people.
I get that. So you going to the track in Hot Springs, or what's the plan?
Honestly, I'm a big mafia guy, and I love the history.
The fact
of it.
that Capone was down there and all that.
Well, yeah, and Oni, and everything that happened down there. And just we're renting this tree house thing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm familiar with that area.
Yeah, kind of out in the middle of nowhere or whatever, and then going to town. And
cool.
Yeah, so we're staying down there for like 3 nights or whatever, and we're very blessed that best sister and brother-in-law also moved here, and mom.
Yep.
And
you guys kind of brought the whole crew.
and my best friend and business
Well
partner.
played.
Exactly.
Hammond.
Well
You should
played.
get him on here. Trey
He's on
Hammond.
the list too.
He is super intentional and super awesome at like everything dad world.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he even is in like a dad edge like group and everything. So
cool.
Yeah, he'd be a great guest for you guys.
Love that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
As a firm proponent of everything Springfield, I do have a huge amount of appreciation for the amount of people that you guys have brought to town. It's like, god dang, just bring the Astles and their entire crew of friends and family that they've just brought to the Southwest Missouri to make it awesome.
And what's funny though is that when you were roasting me as Sarge, right? Like one of the things that you told me was like, hey, when you first moved to town as the Geico guy, like I actually didn't like you.
No, I was so ready to hate you, and I don't get to because you're a good dude, and so it just doesn't work that way.
And we've become good friends.
Exactly.
So, right?
Yeah, no, trust me. In the back of my head, that was like my favorite joke of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Just like, I wanted so bad to hate you,
Oh, yeah.
but I just don't get to because you're a good dude. So it's just the way that works.
Thank you. And then my wife and Derek become friends at Architect.
That's
every
right.
year.
Architect
Yeah.
fans. Architect fans. Oh man.
Derek's a big coffee guy.
That's
Yeah,
right.
He lives at Architect, by the way.
Yes, he
yeah.
does.
Hey, it's good networking.
So if you're
okay.
looking to run into a mortgage broker,
That's right. Yeah, I'm so upset that you guys didn't use me when you moved here from Florida, but you know, it's okay. Next house.
He didn't
Next
know you
house.
yet. That's all it is.
Okay. Oh man. No, I love that you said that though. Like leading by example with your boys, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm a boy dad too, and it's like you do have to be intentional about that, right?
Yeah.
Because there's times where life happens and you're not always thinking the most clearly and you're not being the most
Because
intentional.
we're also all dudes, and so
Right.
we can kind of see red.
Yeah,
I get that.
right. Yeah, and so I love that you said that. You compliment Beth. You still date her, all that
All the
stuff.
time.
Because me and Allie, we made that pact. I guess this past year that hey, we're going to 2 vacations a year or 2 getaways, not even necessarily vacation.
Sure.
One just me and her, and then one with the boys, right?
Mhm.
And we did our first one to you'll love this to Vegas. So I think I texted you. I
Yeah,
texted you. It's like, hey, where's all the good
Actually,
spots?
both of us have done that. I did the same thing.
And that was so.
I don't know what it's like to be. Is that a good thing that I'm the biggest guy? I don't know.
I love it.
But no, it was so good for us, to get away. I think we got away for like 3 days maybe. And,
Yeah.
And man, it was good for us just to have some alone time. I think we was talking about this off air, whereas it was eerie how quiet it was without your kids because that was our first time away from the kids
Sure.
for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, man, that's awesome, good stuff, Chad.
Liv and I've been so scared to do that, and
Yeah.
we
did,
were
though,
those
recently.
people, and we did. We've done it several times, and so it's become way more commonplace. But it took us a good.
You guys did the cruise, right?
God dang! I mean, and we did something
Gosh,
before
dang.
the cruise too. But I said, dang.
It's Sunday. It's Sunday.
But it was one of those deals where it took us so long because we were still I was a full blown whoopa helicopter parent. We were just standing there,
Yeah.
watching over everything
Yeah.
she did, and so we were scared to death to leave the house and her not be with us.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you'd leave your kid alone at home, but
You don't?
going on vacation or
That's
something.
weird.
No.
But now because that we feel way more comfortable doing that. We've been on a trip together, and we feel way more comfortable leaning on the in-laws.
Yeah.
And you kind of alluded to it earlier, and this is completely off script. One of the things that Liv and I have been very conscious about is that we don't want to treat our family like the help, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And so,
100%.
yeah, we don't have an outside babysitter. We both just burped at the exact same time.
Yeah,
that was really weird.
Disgusting and awful.
Wait, you guys heard that?
Edit.
Yeah, no, we're fine. We're gonna keep that in.
I hate burping, by the way.
We
I kept my mouth closed.
Liv and I both, like, we haven't had to lean on an outside babysitter yet. And so we get to lean on the family. Have you guys, do you guys lean on the family quite a bit since several, like a few of them are here for the kids?
Yes, for 100%. They are huge in our lives. I wouldn't even necessarily call it leaning. Like we're fortunate that Brandy and Jeff, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, and then my mother-in-law who lives with us most of the time. I mean, they love our boys so much that it's not even leaning on them. It's they
hey, I'm coming to get these kids. You guys get the heck out of here.
They genuinely enjoy it. And then when my folks here, I'm also very lucky. My dad and my stepmom will come down for 6 weeks at a time, usually twice a year. And then my mom tries to make it at least quarterly down for a little bit of time. So, all of them just love our boys so much that they're a lot though. Like, it's funny because like afterwards, like they're like, oh, we're gonna go sleep for a week.
Yeah, right? I need some vacation from my vacation.
And Beth's always just like, man, it's sometimes good to see people exhausted after taking care of the boys. Then
makes me feel a little better.
Validates what I go through.
That is so true.
I mean, because it is. It's just she's just like, sometimes people think like, oh, you just stay at home and whatever, and you just have this, you just relax all the time. But no, I would never trade in a minute for my wife's job.
Oh,
like,
right.
I mean,
same.
Not even close.
Totally get that.
So she's always just like, yeah, it's kind of fun when the whole family has to then take a vacation from the vacation of staying with us because they're so tired.
Right. Yeah.
Living our crazy lives. So,
for sure.
No, that's good.
Do you guys have outside babysitters? Non-family babysitters, I guess I should say.
So during the summer, we have a girl that currently goes to Arkansas.
Hey, woo pig.
Who her family's from the area and and lives right nearby us. Ellie, she's awesome.
Cool.
She's phenomenal. The boys love her. She plays Minecraft with them even.
Nice.
And
good for her.
Yeah. I don't.
How did you find? Is it a family friend kind of deal? Neighbor?
So Beth volunteered at the pregnancy care center.
Okay.
And it was, I believe it's one of the other ladies that volunteered. It's her daughter.
Got it.
And
okay, so it's kind of
some type of roundabout
referral type thing.
Yeah. It's very difficult though, and we've gone through them. We've gone through a few that it's just been like, all right, that didn't work. Thanks, but no thanks again.
Yeah,
we're not going to call you again.
We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about that before, where it's like we got similarly to your experience. My in-laws moved to Springfield a year and change ago.
Nice.
And so now we've got both sets. We got both sets of parents down here. And it is really nice on a Tuesday night to be able to call Bev and she's like, hey, on your way home from school, because she works for Springfield Public Schools. Well, the daycare is 150 yards from Springfield Public Schools. And so she can just go, all right, I'll go get the kid and you guys go do your thing and I'll see you at 8 o'clock. And then at a certain point, it was last week we went to the Care to Learn soiree deal and Bev brought Elsie to our house and just hung out with the kiddo at our house and put her to bed.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so we came home at, it was 9 o'clock or whatever after the event, and Bev is asleep in the rocking chair in Elsie's room with Else on her chest.
That's fantastic.
I was like, done, man. Yes. This is the greatest. Yes. The kid's already out, so we just like picked her up, rocked her for 2 seconds, set her down to bed, and then Liv and I just went to bed. It was like 9:30. I'm good. See ya. I'm going to bed. Bev, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Bye. Yeah. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
And, I think you just touched on another, I think you didn't mean to, but I think you touched on another thing that's super important is the time with the spouse after the kids go to bed. If you're talking about dad hacks and everything, like my kids are in bed at least usually by 7:30 or 8. They do have a TV in their room, so they usually watch it for 30 minutes or an hour. But I mean, we stress that is our time.
Yeah.
And it's not our time to just watch Netflix.
Right.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not inferring anything there. Come on, like,
But
we play games, we play pool, we play, whatever. It's our time to like really digest of what's happened during the day and really connect.
Chad, we always end the episode with like some funny stories, and you said a couple of them in your questionnaire. Tell me about your kid calling 911 on your house.
Yeah, so
because I read that and I went, what?
Yeah, so we live in a very nice neighborhood, golf course neighborhood, and really nothing really happens there ever, right? And I think it was Thanksgiving, and we had Thanksgiving dinner, watched the Cowboys probably win. Hopefully, let's go boys.
Question mark.
And we're just having some great family time, and then all of a sudden, this knock comes on the door, and we're like, "Who's that at this hour? This is
interesting.
It's
on
Instacart.
Thanksgiving Day.
on Thanksgiving Day," and I'm just like.
Instacart.
Yeah. DoorDash.
Yeah, DoorDash. All Thanksgiving.
Needed some Andes, all right?
Yeah,
Whatever.
Come on. Hey, don't judge. And I go over to the door, and lo and behold, it's the sheriff's department. And I'm just like,
Well, hello, officer.
why, hello. Yes, I may have had a drink or two, but I didn't think I did.
But I'm
anything.
inside my house. You can't get me for driving.
Right. I've done nothing wrong, sir. Like immediately, right? Like I say nothing.
Nothing.
And he's like, yeah, we received a distress call. I'm like, really?
It's a family gathering and it's Thanksgiving, so no?
No, I mean,
because the Cowboys game is on. I get it now.
things are getting angry,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a lot of penalties. Yeah, no. Turns out my kids somehow had dialed 911 on my phone or on the iPad. I can't remember which one. But when they came on and there was no response, it's part of their protocol to come deliver. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, officer. I really don't mean to waste your time. We're a super nice family. I promise I've done nothing wrong.
Right.
And but I mean, honestly, he could tell that everything was good. And,
Yeah.
I was like, Cole, did you dial 911? Come on. And he's like, wait, are you sure you're okay? No, I'm kidding.
No, I know you're joking. I know you're joking. That's
fun.
crazy.
Yeah. So be careful. Another thing, advice: be careful what your kids can do on your iPad and your phone.
Dude,
Well-
that's so accurate. That's
Yeah,
terrifying.
I was gonna say when I was little, I don't know, I was probably 4, 5, 6 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and so at my parents' house, there's the house, and then we also had like a milk barn that had a telephone in it. Okay, and this is like one of the old telephones,
Rotary phone or whatever.
And the only number I knew at that time was 911, right? And so it's the
Derek.
middle of the day, and I'm bored, so I go out there. I'm like, oh, telephone, pick it up, dial 911, call them, and they're like, is everything okay? And I'm like, they're like, yeah. They're like, why are you calling us? It's the only number I know. Okay, and like they're having a conversation with me, and then I hang up. I call them 9 times.
No,
Not kidding you.
no.
And then
How old are you at this point?
Like 4, 5, or 6. Like I
Holy
think it was before
shit.
school, so probably 4 or 5. And then, like you were saying, like it's probably like not even an hour later, a sheriff's car
Here
pulls
comes
up
the-
in
here
my
comes the
parents'
50.
driveway, and my parents are like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
They're like, somebody called 911, and my mom's like, "Did you call 911?" to my dad. My dad's like, "No." Did you? No. Derek, did you call 911? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Like,
I only know one number,
and then,
Mom.
you're saying the
Come
sheriff's
on.
like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. They're like, well, why'd you call us? I'm like, it's the only number I know. Like,
That's so funny,
the only
dude.
my
number I
parents
That's
still give me a hard time
hysterical.
about that
That
till
is
this
awesome.
day. Till this day.
That is awesome. It's amazing what kids like. It's just they don't even know what to say. They don't know what to
Right?
do. They just do
What they
whatever.
pick
just
up, they
do it.
latch on
They
to
just
certain things
do
they've
it.
seen.
Why not?
Sure.
So
Why not?
funny. It's
Why
so
not?
funny.
What other funny stories do
Yeah,
you
so
have?
I mean, kind of leading into that of kids that say like the darndest things, right? So like, a kind of crazy, scary moment that turned into kind of a funny moment was that my youngest had his only seizure and first seizure back in May, I think it was, and we called the ambulance. The ambulance came and brought him to the hospital, and he's sitting in the hospital, and Beth and I are sitting there with him, and he's coming, he's fine, whatever, but they have to run through a number of tests, and they have to ask him a number of questions.
Yeah.
One of the questions that they have to ask him is that do you feel safe at home? Are you
no.
Sure, standard
do you feel
question.
safe
Yeah.
at home, right? And Beth and I are sitting right there, like, of course he's gonna
Yeah,
say
why
yes,
not?
right?
Why
Like, why
wouldn't
would
he?
he not feel safe at home? Like, I mean, we love this kid and we take care. He goes, no.
Oh shit!
Oh,
You answered that wrong.
yeah, like.
No, wait a minute! Wait! Time out!
Time
Time
out,
out!
time out. He doesn't know what he's saying. He just had a seizure. like,
Holy crap!
I'm like, Cody, you don't feel safe at home? No. Oh, okay. Can you tell me why?
Right? Can you elaborate, please? Hurry!
Like what's going on here? Like, I don't know. Oh, okay. You just feel like saying no because that's the answer that first came to your head. Right?
My brother blows up my house.
Right, in Minecraft, right? Like, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Obviously, doesn't feel safe.
Call back. That's the shortest word I know, Dad. N-O, no. It's the shortest word I know. It's the easiest to say.
So I'm just like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get. Not only right now is my kid in the hospital with a seizure. Now we're gonna get like, what is it? Department of
Reported.
Yeah, we're gonna get reported. They're not safe. Now we're gonna get visits.
Yeah, Child Protective Services or whatever.
For
it
the
is.
record, audience, my kids are extremely safe at home. They love us. We love them.
Yeah, no, we have no doubt. Trust me.
I'm assuming that got
there's no
resolved.
doubt in mine.
They asked him again later, and it was the.
And it was fine. Yeah. There's no real doubt in mine there for sure. That's crazy.
That's
What do
great.
you guys got?
Well, so instead, I'm gonna shift gears here because we got to get to the most important part and everyone's favorite part of the podcast.
What's the most important and favorite part?
It's Dad Joke of the Week. Oh, it's time for
Let's go.
like crappy soul singer to announce Dad Joke of the Week. Don't worry about that. It's,
Okay.
A couple of hoppy coffees. Chad, what kind of dad jokes did
He's
you
been
bring
bragging
this week? You were
about his
talking about I've got a
jokes.
couple of them.
I got 2, potentially 3.
Whoa.
All right, so I want your best first.
So,
Your
well,
best
I think they're all great.
Okay, even better.
They're all
you know,
number one in my book.
All of mine
Yeah,
are
that's
crap.
fine.
All of mine are
I
crap.
took a little different approach, and
Okay.
I wanted to make this joke about you guys.
Mm.
It's something I thought was a little
I've
bit unique.
never been
Wait,
more terrified in
Wait,
my
is
life.
this a roast or a joke?
All right, so it's gonna play along with the words of your name and then also what you do for a profession.
Sweet. I love this. Bring it
Okay.
on.
So first one is, why did Bryant, the insurance agent, make a great stand-up comedian?
Oh boy, I have
Please
no
tell.
idea.
Because he could always coverage the room with laughter. So bad. But coverage, insurance,
Oh,
come
man.
on.
Chat GPT write that one for you?
100%.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, 100%.
These jokes are not original.
No,
That's
these are
so good.
Straight from Chat GPT. 100%.
Sweet. I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want to know so much more about
Yeah.
what else it comes up
Yeah.
with.
All right,
What'd
so-
you find for DC?
So I got 2 for DC.
Oh, 2.
Yeah,
I feel special.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
The other ones for Brian weren't very good. They talked about him being an actual good insurance agent, and
We don't need that.
In
Don't
your
let's-
defense, the first one wasn't that good.
When it gave me that one, I said, "Make a funnier one."
Do
And
that, but funnier.
Said not possible.
And absolutely. Like, give me your
Doesn't work. Sorry, don't know what to tell you.
All right. So, why did Derek, the mortgage broker, bring a ladder to work?
Because he got too high. What were you going to say?
Are you saying that because Missouri's a legal state?
Yeah, I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
like-
about. Sorry, what's your
Hey,
actual
my
answer?
boss is watching this.
Because he heard the interest rates were climbing.
That was way better. That was way better.
That's solid.
I like that one.
Can I do the other DC one?
Please,
Do it.
please.
Even though these were terrible, you're like,
No, I'm
No,
into it.
that second one was
No,
pretty
we're
good.
into
That's
it.
good, okay.
We're into it.
Why did Derek, the mortgage broker, become a musician?
Oh,
I don't
because
know.
he had a problem keeping track of his notes.
So close. Oh, that was really good.
I was thinking like notes.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of like high
Property.
notes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really good.
What
though.
is it?
Yeah, because he wanted to help people find the perfect note for their dream home.
Yeah, I was
Ah,
close.
there
So
you go.
close.
Nice
So
work.
close.
That was good.
Solid.
That was good.
I mean, it wasn't me. It was ChatGPT.
Yeah, well, but
like,
still, that's funny.
I feel like it is me because I thought of like putting you guys with your
Yeah.
profession.
Well
right?
done.
Like,
Well
there we
done.
go. Yeah,
Golf
thank
clap.
you.
For the record,
sure.
you're the first to do it, so
Yeah.
you win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
DC, what'd you come up
Well,
with,
I
bud?
take, my takeaway from that is the Derek jokes are better. But
Derek, the mortgage broker,
that's right.
with the joke of
yeah, Derek, comma the mortgage broker.
Derek, comma. What do you got, Deuce?
Well, did you guys? I don't know. I saw the news this morning, but did you guys see that the guy that fell off the roof of the nightclub? You didn't?
No.
So yeah, there was like the whole report on it, and I just want to read this, make sure I get it all correct here.
Oh no.
But the police went and investigated it, right?
Uh-huh.
And so the guy fell off the nightclub. The police have confirmed that the man who tragically fell off the roof of the 18th floor of the nightclub was, in fact, not a bouncer.
Oh my god.
I
that's
think that was
solid.
better. I
Yeah,
think that was better.
that's pretty good.
I think
That's
that was
pretty
better,
good.
yeah.
So stupid. I love it.
As in he didn't bounce, right?
Oh man.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Oh boy.
All right.
Well, we got a lot
End
to
us on a high
follow there,
note.
fellas.
On a high note.
So,
He's also
You
been
know,
bragging about his dad jokes.
no,
right? Yeah.
no, because I have failed hard on the last like 3 dad jokes that I've told. So we're all in our mid 30s. Some of us less so than others.
Less so mean.
Lower 30s.
Yeah,
I
lower
prefer,
30s. He's in the lower 30s. But so our age group, we're getting older. Our friends are getting older, and I was having a conversation with my buddy who was in his mid to late 40s.
Okay.
And he was talking about going in for his first colonoscopy. And he was like, God, I cannot believe that I'm this old. It's time for me to start doing this. But yeah, he went in for his first colonoscopy last week. Absolutely wrecked him.
Touche. Touche.
Close as we get, folks.
No, my favorite part of that was that like it just ended. Like that was it, right? I expected more, but it just hit hard and it was really good.
The out of place punchline.
Yes. That was good.
That's as close as we get, folks.
You get the gold medal today.
You get the,
It's about time.
Winner, chicken
Here's what I'm
dinner,
going to tell you.
man.
The last several weeks, I have fallen directly on my face.
Well, you're welcome for bringing the worst jokes.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
to make you
It
look.
makes it really
Chad
easy for us
prepped
to
us.
follow.
He prepped us.
Thanks, bro. So we do have to bring this thing to a close, just in the interest of time.
No,
So thank you for
unfortunately.
being here, brother.
Yep.
Thanks for having me.
Great job, Chad.
DC,
Yeah, I
what kind of
appreciate
social media stuff are we talking about?
Man, we hit 1,700 subscribers.
Let's go.
Way to go, team.
So we're over
Let's go.
1,700 now. So yeah, excited about that.
I'm like
So,
4 of them, but does that count?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
they do.
take those 4 away. We're still above.
Make sure to like,
1,700,
share,
so-
and subscribe.
Yep, keep doing that. Keep sharing with us your dad jokes because we could obviously use them after that.
Yeah, good grief.
Your dad hacks, and just your dad stories, man. We love hearing them. We love sharing them. And again, we'll give you credit and we'll steal them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we go ahead and say, hey, way to go, decent dad.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks
for it,
guys.
dude.
Thanks guys.
Job.
It's been
Job,
great
Chad.
being
Job,
on
buddy.
here, and love being a decent dad with you guys. And I think this has been sponsored by Vizzy.
Yeah, way to go, Busy. Thanks. Man, I hope you had a good time, too.
Yeah, I
we
had a
we
good
had a
time.
lot of fun. So I think we go ahead, and unless anybody else has anything else,
I got nothing.
Good.
let's bring this thing to a close.
All right.
Thanks very much.
See you.
We'll see you next time. That was good for you. That was just for you.
super
That
good.
was just
We
for
didn't
you.
do it at the
That was
same
just
time,
for you.
though.
Yeah.
Dang it.
My kid has just started burping now, and it drives me insane. Cole does.
What about Beth? Does she burp?
No, does not burp. I've never heard a burp.
Chelsea doesn't fart or poop.
I've never heard a fart.
My wife burps, and it drives me crazy.
My wife doesn't do any of those things ever. I love you, Liv.
Literally, I've never heard either.
I'm so good.
I was like, there's so many comments that I could make, but I'm just like,
That's the blooper. That's it right there. By the way, the camera is running.